white refrigerator. I was like, oh, not a white refrigerator. Girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home, honey. Ooh.
And walk right up to the eye of my mountain until you reach my peak, baby, baby, peak. And try to the bottom of my mountain. I want to play in your deep bay.
Hello, my beautiful people. Poppin', what's good? It's your girl, Mami Tiff, and I am back again with another video. What is up, you guys? I am finally here for the long awaited video, my New York City apartment hunting tour. I'm going to be showing y'all how I found the apartment that I'm literally sitting in now, my dream apartment. Pause, but before we get into this video, if this is the first time you ever seen my face or clicking on my channel, make sure to subscribe. Subscribe, because we make really silly, dope, cool, and funny videos on this channel, so why wouldn't you? No, but for real, I just moved to New York literally like a month ago, which is so crazy. Okay, so let's get into the needs and the wants of what I wanted out of my New York City apartment. There needs to be in unit, and if not, laundry in the building. I know it's not as popular in New York. I will be so behind on laundry if I have to go to a laundromat or pay a service to do my laundry for me. The apartment needs to have good lighting. I am a content creator full time. All of the things I do needs to have good lighting in it. The apartment must feel spacious enough. Square footage is important, but in terms of like the flow of apartments and how open they feel when you're in the space is very important for me, especially because I have a 70-pound dog. Now, in terms of wants, I would love to have a bathtub. I'm a huge bath girly, okay? A little self-care moment per. And if possible, I would love to have like an updated appliances, a spacious bathroom, and able to film it because I do a lot of beauty content. Some form of a view if possible. And overall, when finding my dream apartment, I really just want to feel like I can see myself living in the space. I want the vibes to be right. You know what I mean? Stop, pause, cut the cameras. Listen, I don't know how I just glossed over literally the most important criteria of like my wants and needs out of an apartment, but in terms of like square footage, budget, and how many rooms I wanted. So preferably for me, I wanted like a 2-bedroom, if not a 2-bedroom, a very spacious 1-bedroom. In terms of square footage, I was looking for like 650 square feet plus, which I know was a lot to be asking for in New York, but listen, girl, we gonna figure it out. And then in terms of budget, it was giving like 2,500 max. So, woo, it was a difficult one, but we got some options. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. It is July 6th.
June 6th.
It's not June 6th either.
Yes, it is? No,
it's June 16th. We don't know where we're at right now. So I started looking for New York City apartments around the time that it was Father's Day. I came from DC, and because my parents live in New Jersey where I grew up, I wanted to come celebrate Father's Day with my dad. And around that same time, I had just found out that I had gotten the job that I have now that's in New York. So the 3 main areas that I was targeting for were Northern New Jersey, Manhattan, and Brooklyn. Okay, so the first place that we're about to go look at is a new build in Newark, New Jersey, in the inbound section, which is like right near Newark Penn Station. So it's like you'd be able to just hop up on the train and go to work. So this first place that we saw, y'all, I should not have let this place be the first place that I saw, because I knew the minute I walked in, it was just nothing was going to be able to compare. So this particular building was a complete new build. Like, it had all of these beautiful amenities, and honestly reminded me of the apartment that I used to live in DC. I mean, they had a pool area, they had a gym, they had a game room. And then when it came to the apartments, when I tell you the apartments were huge, like the kitchen was so big. And then for you to be able to see like the views of the cities from the windows, everything in this apartment was just so spacious. And what was even like a really huge selling point for me is that there was like a walk-in closet. So when it came to the bathrooms, I was like, this is perfect. Like, there's plenty of room, plenty of storage. What was great about this apartment is it had the in-unit laundry and dryer. All of the appliances were like up to date, brand spanking new. And then a plus, it just had all these amazing amenities. So for this building in total, what it would have cost would have been $2,560, which when you look at the place, honestly, it's not a bad price. But in terms of location, if I'm going to be paying that much, I need to be in the city. So this place, I'd have to give an 8 out of 10. Okay, so this next place that we went to was in Union City. It actually was a condo that was being rented out from whoever the owner was. This building was so interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It had tons of amenities. They had an outdoor pool. They had a nice sun deck that gave you a view of the city. They also had like a game room and a ping pong table. They had a laundry room. And then what really stood out to me about this whole place is they had their own bodega. I was like, I had never seen this before, like a literal bodega inside of this building. Like, now when it came to the apartment, you know, it was a little bit outdated. I mean, a white refrigerator.
Not a white refrigerator. Girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home, honey. Ooh.
Anyways, this also did come with a patio, which was kind of nice, you know. And for some reason, I don't know what happened to the footage of the bedroom and the bathroom, but when I tell you, it was nothing for you to see. Like, it was just outdated, and whoever was owning it didn't really maintain the apartment as well as they could have, so there was really nothing to see. The pros was that it had really nice amenities. The people there were actually really friendly, and I loved how they had that bodega. Like, the appliances weren't as updated as I would like them to be for the price tag. It just was so small in there, and overall the apartment was just out of date. But basically the apartment went for $2,450 for 600 square feet. So all right, for this next place, we're finally in the city, y'all. We are going to Harlem. Now, the thing about this apartment is that it was a 5th floor walk up. Yes, you heard me right. The thing about New York is a lot of these buildings are older and they don't necessarily always have elevators. And this was one of the buildings that didn't have an elevator. Anyway, so when you first walk into the unit, it's extremely bright, extremely spacious. I don't think it was necessarily 700 square feet, but maybe a little bit under it. I loved that there were 2 bedrooms. One was bigger than the other, so I knew I could use one as like my actual bedroom and then the other one as an office. The only thing about the second bedroom is that the lighting in there wasn't really the best, and y'all know what I do for a living is record all damn day, so it's kind of important for me to have light in any space that I go into. The bathroom was very much, you stepped in it and you were in there and you stepped right back out. It was very small. The kitchen, my mom was not a fan of. She was just like, why is there no handles on the cabinets? I was like, girl, not too much. But yeah, the kitchen really just had everything that I needed. I like how there was a gas stove, okay, with like a little bit of foil. Outside of both the bedrooms having closets and then there also being a hall closet, there was a whole like pantry. Like, I could literally use that to put like extra snacks and treats, maybe even linen in. Like, they had a lot of storage in there. Now, the pros and cons of this particular apartment, first and foremost, heat and hot water were actually included. I like that. Well, technically water is included in every apartment from my understanding in New York, but heat also being included is huge because that Con Edison bill. Bruh. The downside, the bathroom was really small and it was a 5th floor walk up. This particular apartment was going for $2,550, so she was a little bit over budget. Also, the laundry in this building was all the way down in the basement, and just thinking about having to lug again laundry up 5 flights of stairs. Are you fucking for real? Now for this next apartment, it was actually in Brooklyn, specifically in Flatbush. Now, let me just say from the beginning, the vibes were off. So we were running behind. We missed our official like meeting time with the agent that was on this listing. But his attitude, on top of the fact of he told us when we got there that the electricity was out in the apartment. And you might think, oh, that's not even that big of a deal until you step up in this apartment. So as you can see, the footage is very dark and I apologize for that. But when you first walk in, you walk into the kitchen and what is supposed to be the living room. Now, when I saw these pictures online, y'all, this apartment did not look anything like what you were seeing in this video, okay? As you can see, the light is so bad in there. Like, if this is what it looks like on a rainy day and we are in the middle of the day, that's depressing. Then you go down this hall to go to the second bedroom, and this is like the bigger bedroom, and this is also the bedroom that has the patio attached to it, which the way that they took pictures of these patio is not what it looked like in this video. And then when it came to the bathroom was actually really nice. It was giving a little bit of spa-like. Now, in terms of amenities, they did have a laundry room, but when we went to the laundry room, I didn't even record it because it was so disgusting. But there was like material soaking wet on the ground, just deteriorating. Anyways, the building also had lockers and cages, so like if Amazon had to drop off some of your packages, it'd be like locked away in a locker, which was really nice. And And this particular apartment actually had central AC and heat, which is very rare in New York. And then apparently the building also had a roof deck. I don't know, I didn't see it. Pros and cons. Pros is that, I mean, the appliances were new. That's the only pro I could think. The cons of this particular unit was a lot of things. One, the lighting in there was just so bad. I just cannot imagine trying to film content in there. The living room space was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I have no idea how many square feet this apartment was, but it was not big enough for me. Yeah, I don't know. This place just like hurt my head. And I remember just being so frustrated after seeing this place. I was like, you know, I don't want to see nothing else today. So this place was going for $2,499, right under the max budget. But I give this place a 5 out of 10. Okay, so now we're moving on to a brand new day, another day to look at some more apartments. So the first place we went to was Arlington Hill in Jersey City. It's a whole new build. So the apartments overall were very spacious. I will say the kitchen didn't really have much storage to it. I loved this in-unit washer and dryer. The bathroom was so beautiful, but I will have to say the bathrooms in all of their units that they showed me had the fans continuously on. Like, you would turn the lights off and the fan would still be going on. And so when we asked the property manager like why was that a thing, he basically was trying to come up with this weird excuses, like already having to work around the fan being on if the light is on in the bathroom and I have to create like content in the bathroom. I would have to do voiceover, but then just going around my apartment and that fan continuously going on, I can't do that. Outside of that though, the bedrooms were very spacious. The closets were like really tall but not that big. The views in the apartment were decent. Depending on what unit you were in the building, you could be facing Jersey City or you could be facing New York City as your view, which was nice. And they also had a nice rooftop with plenty of like different chairs and hammocks to lounge in. They also had this green space. And one thing that they also told me about the rooftop, they had the screen up there, so they were gonna be having like movie nights as a building. I thought that was really cute. And then this is on the downstairs, like the main level. They actually had like a business center that like flowed into the lobby. So when it came to the amenities in this building, they had a bike room, a package room, they had laundry in the building just in case your in-unit laundry didn't work. They had a live-in super, which is huge because if you ever have any maintenance issues, if you have a live-in super in your building, it's just more convenient. You can call them and they'll be able to get to you more right away. They had a virtual doorman. They had that rooftop deck. Obviously the pros about this building, it was newly renovated. I love the amenities. The one con that I really remember about this building is that it was just a long walk from the train station, which when it comes to like me being, you know, a young woman walking from the train at night, it's not necessarily like, you know, such a safe situation. Overall, I give this building a 7 out of 10. Okay, so for this next apartment, we are back in Harlem. Now, before I show you this apartment, I just need you to fix your eyes because when I tell you they were in the middle of renovations, like, so just like keep that in mind when I show you this apartment. Just see the vision, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so when you first walk in, you walk into the kitchen that overlooks the living room. The kitchen was such a huge selling point to me. I love the way it looked. The living room was also really spacious, and what was cool was that this particular unit actually had like a patio on it, but the patio was in between buildings, so it was kind of like random, but I feel like the patio was big enough for me to be able to do like, I don't know, some stretches, maybe some yoga exercises on. Now, I loved the bathroom in here. So this bathroom actually had like a couple of different cool features to it. It had like different light settings. It also had like this Bluetooth system that was in the building, so I could be playing music and be like in there, you know what I'm saying? And then right in between the bathroom and the bedroom's doorway was the in-unit washer and dryer. This bedroom was so big. This was probably the biggest bedroom I've seen out of all of the apartments that I saw. The lighting was amazing in the bedroom, which definitely made up because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the lighting in the living room was very dark, and as you saw, they had like a small window coming from the bedroom to bring some more light in. Now, in terms of amenities, there was no amenities in the building, which is not the end of the world. I was expecting that with my budget in New York City, but I did love the surrounding area. I was right in between two grocery stores. The deli that was literally on the corner of where I was really nice. Like, I met the owner. He had been there for 25 years. The vibes in the area were just immaculate. And I really was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually really considering this place. I actually told the agent on the apartment listing to please send me the application because I was like really heavily considering it. And he was trying to get me to apply on the spot. And I was like, listen, sir, I got a couple more apartments to see. I'm really rocking with you, but not too much. But the thing though about New York, y'all, don't sleep on New York apartments, because if you really like an apartment, you do kind of want to apply to it on the spot. Low-key, sometimes just have your paperwork on you, because apartments in New York City get snapped up like this. You'll literally walk into an apartment, you might walk into an apartment with other people, and they will apply to it at the end of the tour, and you sitting there like, damn, that's my competition. So you really got to be on it. Also too, there were times where I was on the way to an apartment and literally the agent would call me and be like, somebody actually just applied, like, we're not doing any more showings. This is a crazy world. The pros was just that everything in it was renovated. Even though they were like in the middle of like trying to get it together, I could see the vision. Area was amazing and had plenty of stores that I'd be able to shop at. But yeah, overall, I give this apartment an 8 out of 10. Okay, this next apartment, like, I have an emotional attachment to this apartment. It's so bad. This was the only brownstone that I saw. It was in Harlem. This place was so gorgeous. When you first walked in, you actually walked into the living room, and the living room was extremely huge. So this unit was basically like you had the whole floor to yourself because it was a brownstone. And they actually had like a really nice decorative like shelving unit too when you first walk into, which I could just see being like a nice backdrop for videos or for when I'm on Zoom calls for work. The bedroom was quite small in here. It definitely could fit like a queen size bed, and like that's it. Now, what's interesting about the closet is the closet was actually under the staircase, so it was like a little Harry Potter closet. And I don't know why, but I just thought that was so cute. Now for the bathroom wasn't anything that was really exciting. It had no tub, and if you turn the lights on, the fan was on, so that would also be an issue because, again, I do beauty videos. Now, I love this kitchen. This kitchen had plenty of storage. It was up to date. It was nice and white and bright. Best part about this apartment was the patio. Oh, I could do yoga on that patio. I could read a book on that patio. Luda would live her life out on that patio. This is really what had me attached. And my mom was just like, this is my favorite place. You need to move here. In terms of amenities, there's obviously no amenities. I guess you could say the patio was an amenity because honestly, that patio was fat. In terms of pros and cons, everything about that apartment to me was a pro, other than just the living room area had straight up north face lighting. Like, it was definitely dark in there, and I could see on, you know, non-sunny days that it could be possibly an issue. The day I went was a sunny day and it actually wasn't bad at all. But when it comes to filming, I do like having that flexibility of just being able to film anywhere in the apartment. And then on top of that, the fan would be on if I had the lights on in the bathroom, so I would always have to do, you know, the VO, the regular stuff. So that was really the cons on that one. But my rating for that place was an 8 out of 10. But even with these cons, y'all, I was really willing to like try and make it work. So this place listed for $2,695. Now, that is way beyond and above budget. But what I had noticed when I had saw this listing, that it was actually on market for 52 days. And I was just like, that's weird. So that's why I had to go see it, because I was just like, well, if the pictures look as good as what I'm seeing in person, which they did, why has it been on here for 52 days? And I can see why it's been on there for 52 days because of the price tag. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if maybe like I could just pitch a price to them and try to negotiate it down as much as I could. Cause like, I really want to make this work. Like, I really love this place. This place is so beautiful. When I tell you the landlord on this place was so stubborn, like she was not budging. And I think the apartment probably sat for another month. And then I think somebody eventually like got it because I got the notification that somebody eventually like rented it out. Oh, and another con is that this place had no laundry. So I would have to go do a fluff and fold, which would have been an extra expense. Now moving on to the final apartment. So this was located in the Heights, which is like upper west part of Manhattan. When I tell you, I had lost all hope until I saw this place. So when I first walked in, first of all, the agent actually on this listing, shout out to Wes. That's really, my God. Like, me and this agent clicked before he even put me on the tour. The minute I met him in the lobby of the building, he was extremely nice, extremely friendly, and just overall had like a really good like energy about him. Anyway, so we went up the elevator to this 6th-floor apartment, and the minute the doors opened, it was like angels were singing. It was so bright and so beautiful and so open. When you first walk in, you walk into the kitchen living room area, and as you can see, the kitchen's kind of like a half galley-ish that flows into this humongous living room. And hold on, could we just have a moment for the view? A moment for the view. The GW Bridge and the top of these buildings, there was no other place that I had been to that had such a nice view. The appliances in the kitchen were new. It had a hall closet, and then you walk down this little hall that brought you to the other part of the apartment that had bathroom. The bathroom was this beautiful marble. Everything about this apartment is just so angelic. And then next to the bathroom is actually the bedroom, which was huge. The bedroom was probably the 2nd largest bedroom that I've seen out of all the apartments I had seen. And the fact that this place had 2 closets in the bedroom, come on, storage. And then right when you walk out of the bedroom is the in-unit laundry. Honestly, y'all, I could not find a negative thing about this apartment. Like, truthfully, I could not. It didn't have any amenities, but that was okay. They did have an elevator, which was a plus. And outside of your in-unit laundry, they actually had laundry downstairs. So just in case you couldn't tell by now, this is the apartment that I'm currently in. After the agent finished the tour, when I tell y'all, I literally was just like, I can't hold you. I'm ready to apply. I will apply to this right now. I don't need to see nothing else. And so he gave me all the information. He talked to my mom. Him and my mom clicked. Everything was just feeling very much like it was meant to be, you know? Now, I will say, trying to get into this apartment was a process. Woo, child, it was such a process to the point where I was just like, dang, like, am I not supposed to be in this apartment? But I clearly am in this apartment, and I'm loving it. Oh, and obviously I give this apartment 11 out of 10. A huge takeaway for me as someone coming from DC moving to New York City is definitely take your time trying to find an apartment. If you have to extend your trip to see more apartments, do that. Do not rush into anything. When you find an apartment that you were like in love with, apply to it immediately. But yeah, y'all, you have finally reached the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.